that music follows it afterwards. Don't go anywhere.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Good afternoon, and this is the World News on your premium talk radio Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. I am Ifeemi Andrew. On the headlines, President Muhammadu Buhari approves recruitment of 400,000 community police officers. Defense headquarters denies recruiting ex-Boko Haram fighters into Nigerian army. Rivers State government assures of its commitment to improving lives of people living with HIV and AIDS. And on the foreign scene, suspected Islamists kill 14 worshippers in Burkina Faso. And now, the details. There are plans by the federal government to recruit 400,000 community police officers. Presidential aide Loretta Onochie dropped the hint on her official Twitter handle. Onochie said the Ministry of Police Affairs will manage the recruitment, which is aimed at ending series of violence caused by clashes between communities. The strategy is also an attempt to put community policing in place in all parts of Nigeria. Meanwhile, Commander of the Intelligence Response Team, DCP Abba Kyari, has revealed that the Office of the National Security is currently reviewing the national security strategy. DCP Kyari disclosed this while speaking at the 2019 annual general meeting of the American Society for Industrial Security International in Abuja. While expressing hope that the Office of the National Security Advisor will make the review process more participatory to ensure all stakeholders' input are reflected, Kyari called for the deployment of intelligence and acquisition of sophisticated technology to tackle kidnappers that took actions to escape arrest. He added that criminals have now understood that the police and other law enforcement agencies have developed capabilities in tracking GSM phones and have deployed more evasive means in executing their crimes. The Commander Intelligence Response Team, DCP Abba Kyari, resolved that one of such smart moves by the kidnappers is the use of victims' phones for ransom negotiations, a development which has made it increasingly difficult to track the criminals even after the release of the hostage. And this report says the Defense Headquarters has denied the absorption of some de-radicalized Boko Haram ex-fighters into the Nigerian military. In a statement signed by the Director of Defense Information, Brigadier Oyema Onwachukwu, the military says the claims are not only bereft of the truth, but laced with mediocrity emanating from poorly researched and uninformed positions. Onwachukwu said no Boko Haram ex-fighter has been recruited into the Nigerian military and no such plan is in the offing. He stated that the de-radicalization, rehabilitation, and reintegration scheme is a federal government's program conducted under the auspices of Operation Safe Corridor as a non-kinetic operation targeted at low-risk combatants and has become a classical example in the Lake Chad Basin region and West Africa. The army spokesman added that over 250 repentant insurgents who willingly abandoned their struggle and surrendered to federal troops have been de-radicalized, rehabilitated, and reintegrated into the society by their respective state governments in conjunction with traditional and religious institutions. And away from that, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission says both the Ministries of Foreign Affairs and Justice had the sum of 5.6 billion naira inserted into the 2019 budget for the execution of zonal intervention projects. ICPC Chairman Professor Bolaji Owa Sanoye made the disclosure at a media roundtable in Abuja to promote the My Constituency, My Project initiative of the Commission. Owa Sanoye revealed that a breakdown of the 2019 allocation for zonal interventional projects shows that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs would spend 2.9 billion naira on constituency projects. He added that the allocation of 2.7 billion naira to the Ministry of Justice in the same budget brings to the fore some of the anomalies surrounding the implementation of constituency projects across the country. Owasanoye was concerned that constituency projects, which principally were projects and empowerment programs designed to bring development to rural communities within the country, had been included in the budgets of Ministry of Foreign Affairs and other non-relevant ministries and agencies. He further revealed that only about 60% of constituency projects have been completed, with a lot of them executed in shoddy ways due to poor technical designs, impositions, and other sundry irregularities. Owasanoye stressed that the Commission would not give up on tracking of constituency projects as long as the government kept funding them, and therefore called on local communities to own the projects for themselves. The statement by the ICPC is coming days after President Muhammadu Buhari directed it to investigate failed constituency projects in the country. And Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has said that he had never at any time prevented the EFCC from performing its functions as widely misreported. Governor El-Rufai said he rather went to court to clear his name, contrary to the misrepresentation of Justice Binta Onyako's reaffirmation of an earlier declaratory judgment that the agency can investigate the Kaduna State Governor. El-Rufai's counsel, A.U. Mustafa, in a statement, said that he approached the court in 2009 to clear his name when he was being smeared by the anti-graft agency. Mustafa reiterated that at no point did Nasir El-Rufai seek to stop the EFCC from performing its statutory functions. He went to court in 2009, he said, to defend his reputation against an EFCC that was leaking and smearing, not investigating. And back here in Rivers State, the command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has decried lack of adequate logistics to carry out its functions. The command said it has only 2 operational vehicles to service the whole of Rivers State. The principal staff officer in charge of operations and intelligence in the command, Bennett Uche, who made the disclosure in Port Harcourt, said before now, the agency had only 1 operational vehicle until Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike made a donation of a new one. Addressing newsmen at an event in Port Harcourt, Uche said the 2 vehicles were expected to be used in covering the whole of Rivers State, which he said are grossly inadequate.
We're making progress. Of course, you will not overlook the fact that we are still very, very short in terms of logistics. Prior to last month, when His Excellency gave us 1 other vehicle, we only had 1 for the whole of the state. So as it stands, there are 2 operational vehicles for the state command. And we are looking at Rivers State. You will agree with me that that is grossly inadequate. But we're still putting those 2 to use as best as we can. So my answer to your question is that we're making progress.
And now the National Association of Pharmacy Technologists and Technicians of Nigeria have stressed the need for government to employ more farm techs in health institutions. The national president of the NAPTON, Adetola Balogun, made the appeal at the end of the National Executive Council meeting of the association held in Port Harcourt. Balogun said the shortage of manpower of their members in health institutions had forced the few remaining workers to work for longer hours against the civil service rule.
It was based on the research. In fact, some time ago, we discovered that some public health offices, the pharmacy is there. We are supposed to have about 3 or 4 or 5 people in charge of the department. You only see 1 or 2 people managing the place, which is not proper. You see, technologists and technicians, it's not only we are trained to dispense drugs, no. We are trained to compound. We are trained to compound drugs. We see a technologist or a technician running 2 shifts, which is not good enough. Fair enough, civil service rule. But we don't have any other choice because we care for our patients. If there's a prescription without anybody to interpret and dispense, all the efforts, even the medical officer, all this effort is in vain.
On his part, the chairman of the River State chapter of the association, Father Kanele, stressed the need for the River State government to commence the National Diploma and Higher National Diploma of the Pharmaceutical Technology Program at the River State School of Health Sciences and Technology.
Because this state also needs to go forward and not backward, and so we need to join the bandwagon, because almost all the zones in the country, talking about the north, east, north, central, except the south, that have not commenced that program. Every other zones have commenced. Some claim they don't have the requirement by MBT for now, which we are trying to work with them to make them meet up. But for the River State College of Health Science Technology, after our discussion with them, we had a meeting with them yesterday. And some of the things they were even afraid of, we've cleared it out. And by the grace of God, in no distance time, if they have the support that we are appealing to the state government to give them, we are convinced in no distant time the program will commence.
And if you just tuned in, you're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, we have more news, foreign stories, and sports stories. Stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Welcome back. You're still listening to the World News here on your premium talk radio station, Today 95.1 FM. And now to more stories. River State Deputy Governor Ipalibo Harry Banigo has commended the Amayanabo of Kokiri Kingdom, King Ateketam, for his peaceful disposition, which he said has attracted development to his kingdom. Banigo gave the commendation during a courtesy visit to the palace of King Ateketam in the Kokiri Okrika local government area of River State. The deputy governor said she was at the palace to commend the king for his successful 2 years reign on the throne.
Ever since you were enthroned, we have seen that this community is full of peace and development is coming at a very rapid rate. So that is why His Excellency, our Governor, Chief Minister, was absolutely correct in recognizing you with the recognition and your participation in this community. We are thankful to God that peace and development have once again returned to the Okotiri Kingdom.
On his part, the palace spokesman, Chief Chris Biriowu, said King Ateketam was delighted by the visit of the deputy governor, which according to him would foster a great working relationship. And now as the 2019 World HIV and AIDS Day takes center stage, the River State government says it is committed to improving the health of people living with the virus. The permanent secretary in the State Ministry of Health, Caroline Welly, who gave the assurance, said the government has created significant access to HIV services and nearly 87 comprehensive sites across the state. The permanent secretary, however, expressed concern over the refusal of some persons to find out their HIV status.
We are also concerned about the persons who are yet to know their status, who are stigmatized or have suffered disabilities as a result of the epidemic. The state is committed to improving the quality of life for persons living with the virus by guaranteeing access to care and good quality health services comparable to international best standards. Very recently, His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, abolished user fees for people living with HIV in the state. This is the first of its kind in Nigeria, and it has received national and international applaud. Here in the state STI control program, in conjunction with the supporting partners, have continued massive voluntary community testing campaigns across the state with innovative retention strategies for meeting the targets of the surge. We have created very significant access to HIV services all over the state. PMTCT services have been sustained in nearly 150 functional health care facilities in the state.
Our correspondent Ofrida Leriche reports that this year's theme is Ending the HIV and AIDS Epidemic, Community by Community. And now the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority says it has put in place automation to prevent emergence of new debt from airlines. The General Manager Public Relations of NCAA, Samuel Adurugboye, said airlines' indebtedness to NCAA was more than 10 billion naira. Adurugboye said all debts owed by airlines were being defrayed as defaulters are expected to show evidence of payment before services were rendered. Reports say the debts are accrued from 5% ticket and cargo sales charges collected by the airlines in trust for the regulators. The ticket sales charges is a charge collected for the agency by the airlines in trust to be remitted to government coffers in order to avoid collection before flight and creating confusion, delays and missed flight. Adurugboye said that the main source of revenue for the agency remained the internally generated income from the 5% on TSC and 5% cargo sales charges. And now straight to the foreign scene. Reports say at least 14 people, including teenagers, have been shot dead at a church in Burkina Faso during Sunday Mass. Several other people were wounded in the attack, which took place in the village of Fatori in the east region of the country. Sky News reports that the identity of the gunman is not yet clear, but the area has come under attack over the past year from suspected jihadist groups with links to Al-Qaeda and Islamic State. President of Burkina Faso, Roch Kabore, condemned the barbaric attack against the Protestant Church of Hantukura. An Islamist insurgency in Burkina Faso this year has ignited ethnic and religious tensions, leaving large parts of the country ungovernable, especially in northern areas bordering Mali. Last month, gunmen opened fire on a convoy of buses carrying mine workers in the East region, killing 13. And in Tunisia, Interior Ministry has said a bus carrying local tourists crashed off a hill, killing at least 22 people and injuring 21 others. The ministry said the bus, which belonged to a private company, veered off track after its driver failed to maneuver a sharp turn in the country's northern Snow Sea region and crashed at the bottom of a ravine. Khalid Layone, a spokesperson for the Interior Ministry, told the Associated Press news agency that the vehicle was heading from the capital Tunis to Ain Draham, a popular autumn destination. Local media showed images of the crash site where the bus stood at the bottom of the hill, its windows smashed. And in sports, Watford has sacked manager Quique Sanchez-Flores after Saturday's 2-1 loss to Southampton, saying ultimately results have dictated their decision. Chris Humpton is a possible successor, and the Hornets said a replacement will be appointed immediately. Sanchez-Flores, who is in charge of the 2015-16 season, was reappointed on 7th of September, replacing Javi Gracia, but he won just one of his 10 league games in charge, with Watford bottom of the Premier League. And that's it on the news. But before we go, let's take another look at our major stories. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the recruitment of 400,000 community police officers. The Defense Headquarters has denied recruiting ex-Boko Haram fighters into the Nigerian army. We also told you that the Rivers State government has assured of its commitment to improving the lives of people living with HIV and AIDS in the state. And on the foreign scene, we told you that suspected Islamists have killed 14 worshippers in Burkina Faso. And that was the news as edited by Victor Ezeyama. For comments and inquiries, please call 0815-341-8657 or 0814-434-3502. You can send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com or you read our stories online at www.todayfmlive.com. And that's our package for you for the afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. My name is Ifeemi Andrew, and have a lovely day ahead. Bye-bye for now.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
To stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the alarm is the one who made the public know about.
Good afternoon and welcome to the World News on your premium talk radio station.
We are your premium talk radio station. Today 95.1 FM, the station with a unique dial.
I'm T-Ranger calling from Imo State.
My name is White calling from Bayelsa.
Hello, yes, this is Udwa calling from Akwa Ibom.
My name is John calling from Bayelsa.
Shamaka calling from Abia.
This is Toya calling from Bayelsa. I'm Divine calling from Port Harcourt.
With over 8 million listeners glued to this dial, why not take advantage
Showcase your product
and services to the world with rates that wouldn't break your back?
Visit us at number 1 Today FM Drive off East West Road, Rumekini, Port Harcourt.
Give us a call today on
0803 35 57 986 or 0810 128 2937.
We are your number 1 talk radio station, Today 95.1 FM. voice of the people.
Every day on Today95.1 FM, there's always an opportunity to comment and air your views on our various programs. It's not just about us. It's about you, your opinion, and your voice.
President, don't you think that it's time to step down, sir?
Be part of the story, the gist, reactions, intrigues, and the news.
President Neil Patrick Harris has called for greater regulation.
Give us a feedback or join the conversation on Twitter at TodayFM951. Our Facebook address is Today95.1 FM, or join us on the number 0701-933-9962. That's our WhatsApp application. Be informed, be educated, and have fun. We are Today 95.1 FM, voice of the people.
Hey, you want to speed drive? Come on, go to the racetrack. You want to smoke? Not on the steering wheel. You want to drink alcohol? Don't do it